ask yourself, what if all I knew about success and wealth were all a lie? Today, we are tearing down the illusion about material success with a bold in your face: the rich are poor. Forget about the glitter of luxury and the roar of the stock market. I've actually set out 6 principles, or better to say 6 reflections. Number 1, the paradox of wealth. The society has trained us to believe that wealth equals happiness, that power, status, and financial security guarantees a fulfilled life. But take a closer look. Why do so many of the world's richest people still feel empty? Why do they chase success endlessly and yet never seem to find rest? The Bible reveals a shocking truth about this in Revelation chapter 3 verse 7. Jesus speaks to those who believe they were actually rich, but in the real sense, these ones were poor. And he said, "You say I'm rich, I've acquired wealth, and do not need a thing, but you do not realize that you are naked, pitiful, poor, blind, and naked." This is the paradox. You can have everything and still yet have nothing. You can own the world and yet lose your soul. Number 2, which drives us to the danger of loving money. Money is not actually the enemy here, but when it becomes our master, it destroys us. 1 Timothy 6 verse 10 warns us, "For the love of money is the root of all and every kind of evil." Some people eager for money have wandered from the faith and have pierced themselves with so many sorrows. Let that sink in. Not just some troubles, not just few sorrows, but so many. We've seen it time and time again. The billionaire who could buy everything could not buy peace. The powerful executive with everything he wants still yet do not have real friends. The influencer with millions of followers but with an empty heart. They are rich in the eyes of the world, but poor in the things that matter most. Number 3, the rich fool. This serves much as a warning. Jesus himself told a story about this in Luke chapter 12 verse 16 to 21. A rich man had a booming business. His barns were overflowing with the product of what he had and the output of every single thing he did. But what did he say to himself? "You have plenty of grains laid up for many years. Take life easy, eat, drink, and marry." But God called him a fool. That very night, his life was taken from him. And Jesus ends the story with a chilling warning. This is how it will be for everyone who stores up things for themselves but is not rich towards God. And in the end, all this rich man's wealth meant nothing. Which leads us to number 4. What does it mean to be truly rich? If riches does not guarantee happiness, then what does? If financial success doesn't answer the question, then where do we look? The Bible gives us an answer. True wealth isn't measured in possessions, but it is measured in the condition of your soul. In Matthew chapter 5 verse 3, Jesus flips the entire thoughts and rules and principles of the world towards wealth upside down when he said, "Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven." Poor in spirit means recognizing our need for God at each and every point of life. It means knowing that without him, no amount of success, no amount of money can fill the void inside of us. Riches come from faith, love, and relationship to the one who gives meaning to life. Jesus asked in Mark chapter 8 verse 36, and he said, "What will it profit a man if he gains the whole world and yet loses his soul? And that's the question we all need to ask ourselves today, which now leads us to number 5, the call to a greater purpose. So where do we go from here, and how do we live our lives in a world that is so obsessed with money and status? First, we shift our focus from getting to giving. In the book of Acts of Apostles, chapter 20, verse 35, he said, "It is more blessed to give than to receive." Generosity is an antidote to poverty of the soul. When we give, we break free from the bondage of greed. Secondly, we should stop measuring success by material things and start following things that last: faith, peace, family, purpose, and love. In Proverbs chapter 11, verse 4, it says, "Wealth is worthless in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivers from death." When all is said and done, money won't matter, but what would matter is what we did with our lives. Finally, number 6, the final principle: who is truly wealthy? Now it's time for you to decide what will truly define your life. Is it temporary riches or eternal wealth? Will you chase after temporary riches and at the long run discover that it was not enough? Or would you chase that which will last forever and that which no man can take away from you? The truth is clear. The rich are poor when they allow their wealth to blind them from the things that truly matter. But the poor in spirit are the wealthiest of all. Today, choose the riches that last. Choose the wealth that lasts forever, that which abounds till eternity. Choose a life that is truly abundant, not in material things that fades away with the earth, but in love, purpose, and an unshakable faith in the one who gives meaning to life. Build all that you do. Let everything that you do come from him. But in the end, the one who is truly rich is the one whose soul is filled, and not the one who has tons of wealth.